The holidays are here, and so are the money traps. You've probably heard that money can't buy happiness, but what if I told you that this holiday season, money can buy something far more valuable: freedom? Think about it: the freedom to enjoy time with loved ones, the freedom from stress, and the freedom to indulge without guilt. But here's the thing: too many people fall into the trap of overspending, buying unnecessary stuff, and letting the holiday chaos control their finances. This time of year, the pressure to splurge is everywhere: gift promotions, festive sales, buy now, pay later deals. It's easy to get swept up. But what if you could break free from that cycle and actually end the season in a better financial position than you started? What if you could crush this holiday season without sacrificing your financial health? I'll show you how. In this guide, you'll uncover simple strategies to protect your wallet and avoid falling into the usual traps. It's about more than just saving money. It's about making smarter choices and being intentional with your finances. Don't worry, it's not about being a Scrooge. It's about setting yourself up for success, both during the holidays and in the year to come. So let's dive in. Are you ready to learn the secrets to navigating the holiday season without the typical money stress? Let's take control of your finances and avoid the most common pitfalls that can hurt your bank account. Set a realistic budget and stick to it. When it comes to managing your finances, especially during the holiday season, one thing that makes all the difference is setting a realistic budget. Let's be real, those impulse buys during the holidays can add up faster than you think. The best way to avoid falling into that trap is by creating a clear plan. Whether it's for gifts, food, or other expenses, knowing where your money is going keeps you in control and ensures you don't overspend. It's all about boundaries: set them and respect them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, right. I can't stick to a budget with all these sales and promotions popping up. Trust me, I get it. But here's the trick: setting your budget isn't about limiting yourself. It's about giving you the freedom to spend confidently, without worrying about the financial hangover that'll come in January. By prioritizing your spending on what really matters, you're not only protecting your wallet but also your mental peace. Remember, a budget isn't a punishment, it's a pathway to freedom. So, how do you set that budget? Simple. Start by listing everything you're planning to spend on. Break it down into categories: gifts, food, transportation, and even entertainment. Once you have an overview of what you expect to spend, add a little cushion for unexpected costs. The key here is to be realistic. Don't set a budget that's so tight it feels impossible to follow. You want it to be challenging but attainable. If you've never set a budget before, it might feel like a big task. But here's the thing: once you get into the habit of doing it, you'll be amazed at how much control you have over your money. Plus, budgeting doesn't have to be complicated. There are tons of apps out there that can help you track your expenses, and many of them are completely free. Check out apps like Mint or Nab. You need a budget, which will give you a clear picture of where your money is going and help you stick to your goals. When you stick to a budget, you also build healthy financial habits that will last well beyond the holidays. It teaches you how to make intentional decisions with your money and helps you avoid unnecessary stress. So, take a deep breath, set a realistic budget, and stick to it. You'll not only feel in control of your finances but also make smarter decisions about how to grow your wealth in the future. Ready to talk about avoiding emotional spending next? Avoid emotional spending. We've all been there. You're walking through a store or scrolling online, and something catches your eye. Suddenly, you're convinced that you need it, even though it's nowhere near your budget. That's emotional spending at its finest, and it's one of the easiest ways to wreck your finances, especially during the holiday season. The trick is to pause before pulling the trigger on that purchase. Ask yourself, does this fit into my budget? Is this something I truly need, or is it just an emotional reaction? The holidays are prime time for emotional spending. With all the advertising, the festive pressure, and those catchy limited-time offers, it's easy to fall into the trap. But here's the thing, emotional spending is like trying to fill a bucket with holes. You think you're satisfying a need, but it's only temporary. That rush you feel when you buy something? It fades faster than you can say credit card bill. So, before you make that purchase, check yourself. Is it aligned with your financial goals? Will it bring long-term value, or is it just a fleeting whim? What's even worse? Emotional spending is a cycle. The more you do it, the easier it becomes, and before you know it, you're deep in debt or struggling to stay on top of your budget. So how can you break the cycle? One powerful way is to create a pause habit. Instead of buying something immediately, give yourself 24 hours to think it over. In that time, you'll realize whether it's truly worth the splurge or if it's just a temporary desire. Another great way to fight emotional spending is by finding healthy outlets for those emotions. Maybe you're feeling stressed about the holidays or anxious about family gatherings. These are common triggers for impulse buys. Instead of heading straight to the checkout line, try to channel that energy into something more productive. Go for a walk, meditate, or call a friend. You'll find that, more often than not, the urge to spend will fade away when you give yourself a moment to breathe and reset. It's all about understanding the difference between what you want in the moment and what you need in the long run. By keeping your financial goals in mind and avoiding emotional purchases, you'll be setting yourself up for success. And next, we'll dive into how to resist those buy now, pay later offers that can seem so tempting. Ready? Resist buy now, pay later offers. We've all seen those buy now, pay later offers popping up everywhere, whether you're online shopping or browsing in a store. They sound tempting, right? Who wouldn't want to spread the cost of a new item over time? But here's the thing, those easy payment plans can easily lead to financial trouble if you're not careful. Think of them like an invisible trap that sneaks up on you, inch by inch. They might look harmless, but before you know it, you're stuck with a pile of debt that could have been avoided. The main problem with these offers is that they can distort the reality of what you can afford. Instead of thinking about the full price up front, you're focused on small, manageable payments. But here's the catch, those small payments add up over time. Let's say you're buying a $200 jacket and splitting it into 4 payments of $50. Sounds okay, right? But what happens when your next buy now, pay later offer comes along, and then another one? Soon enough, you'll have a bunch of monthly payments stacking up, some you may even forget about. And suddenly, your financial freedom is limited because you've been spending on credit you didn't really need. The trick is to focus on what you can truly afford at the moment, without relying on the easy way out of deferred payments. A little self-discipline goes a long way here. The next time you're tempted by that shiny new gadget or a holiday gift you've been eyeing, think about whether it's really worth stretching your budget for. Can you live without it? If the answer is yes, then you're winning. If not, maybe reconsider whether it's a purchase worth making. Here's another tip to help resist these offers: create an emergency fund for these kinds of situations. It doesn't need to be huge, but having a bit of cash stashed away can help you avoid using credit when you don't need to. Instead of relying on credit to buy things that are outside your immediate budget, you can pay with cash, or use that emergency fund to cover it without any long-term debt hanging over you. This habit of saving will not only help you avoid financial stress, it'll also give you more control over your spending. Remember, paying in full upfront is always the better choice when it comes to avoiding debt. It might not feel as convenient, but that's where financial freedom lives. By resisting those buy now, pay later temptations, you're taking the first step toward a more secure and controlled financial future. So, let's talk about how planning ahead and shopping early can help you avoid overspending next. Plan ahead and shop early. When it comes to holiday shopping, the last thing you want is to be running around, stressing about finding gifts at the last minute. We've all been there, scrambling to find that perfect gift, only to end up paying more than we planned for because we didn't have time to shop around. That's where planning ahead and shopping early comes in. It's like setting yourself up for success before the chaos of the season kicks in. By starting your shopping early, you give yourself the opportunity to think things through. You're not just grabbing random items because you're pressed for time. You're able to find better deals, compare prices, and get a head start on securing thoughtful gifts that won't break the bank. Plus, when you start early, you can spread out your spending rather than feeling the crunch when the bills start piling up. It's all about giving yourself more control over your finances. Let's say you're eyeing a new phone for your partner. Instead of waiting until the last minute, when prices are high and availability is low, why not start shopping a month in advance? You might find that same phone on sale, or even better, you could snag a bundle deal that includes accessories. These early bird discounts aren't just a coincidence, they're available for those who plan ahead, not those who are rushed into buying things at full price. This simple trick can save you a ton of money. Another benefit of planning ahead is that you can avoid impulsive purchases. We've all had those moments when we walk into a store just to look and end up buying something we don't need. When you've already made your list, and even set a budget, you'll be less likely to fall into those traps. Instead of buying just anything that catches your eye, you'll stick to the plan, saving both time and money. Planning early also helps you avoid the stress of last-minute shopping, which tends to cloud your decision-making. You know those rush decisions that feel urgent in the moment but leave you questioning later? With enough time, you'll feel more confident about your choices, and you'll be much happier with your purchases, both financially and personally. And the best part? You'll be ready to take on any unexpected offers or discounts that pop up without feeling the need to overspend. Be mindful of subscription traps. We've all clicked subscribe on a free trial or promotional offer, thinking we'd remember to cancel before the charges hit. But, if we're being honest, how often do we actually remember to cancel in time? Subscription traps are sneaky, and they can quickly add up to a big chunk of unexpected expenses, especially during the holiday season. If you're not paying attention, you might find yourself paying for services you didn't even use. These hidden charges often come with free offers, like streaming services or premium memberships, where the initial sign-up feels harmless. But after the trial period ends, those charges start rolling in. It's easy to forget about a free trial until your bank statement hits. This is where being mindful of subscription traps becomes crucial. Set reminders to cancel any unwanted trials or use apps that track your subscriptions, so you don't get hit with surprise charges. Think about how often you've subscribed to a service because you thought it was a one-time deal, only to realize that it's now a recurring charge. Maybe it's a fitness app, a meal delivery service, or even a subscription box. At the time, it didn't seem like a big deal, but when it's stacked up alongside other expenses, it adds up quickly. If you're not careful, you could be wasting money on things you don't even need. The key is to keep track of all your subscriptions and stay ahead of them. Make it a habit to review your subscriptions regularly, maybe once a month, and cancel the ones you're no longer using. This not only keeps your finances in check, but also helps you stay focused on your true goals. By being proactive about these sneaky costs, you'll prevent them from draining your bank account without you even noticing. This small habit can make a huge difference in how you manage your money. When you actively monitor your subscriptions, you're not only saving money but also exercising control over your finances. It's these simple, mindful steps that contribute to financial freedom. The more aware you are of where your money is going, the more empowered you become to make smarter decisions with your finances. Focus on meaningful, budget-friendly gifts. Let's be real. The holiday season can feel like a spending free-for-all. Everywhere you look, there's pressure to buy the perfect, most expensive gifts. But here's the truth, the most meaningful gifts don't have to come with a hefty price tag. In fact, some of the best gifts are the ones that come from the heart, not from your wallet. You can show someone you care deeply without overspending, and it'll be far more memorable than any pricey item. Instead of hunting for the most expensive gadgets or designer labels, why not get creative? Homemade gifts or experiences often carry more sentimental value. Maybe you bake a batch of cookies, create a personalized photo album, or plan a special day together. These gifts, though inexpensive, show thoughtfulness and care, and let's be honest, they're way more personal than a store-bought item. The key here is focusing on quality over quantity. You don't need to break the bank by buying something for everyone on your list. Consider gifting experiences rather than physical items. It could be something as simple as a dinner out or a day trip to a local attraction. These experiences are often more meaningful and can create lasting memories that far outshine any material possession. If you're still feeling unsure about how to make your budget-friendly gifts stand out, consider giving gifts that encourage personal growth. Think about books, journals, or even small items that support someone's hobbies or personal goals. Books on money mindset, for example, can provide immense value for someone looking to improve their financial habits. It's not about spending a fortune, it's about offering something that will enrich someone's life in the long run. And, of course, remember that it's the thought that counts. Don't let holiday shopping stress you out or lead you to make rash decisions. Thoughtful, budget-friendly gifts show that you care more about the person than the price tag. Keep it simple, stay within your budget, and focus on creating meaningful connections rather than trying to impress with expensive presents. Track every expense during the season. When it comes to the holiday season, it's easy to get carried away. You've got gifts, food, travel, and all the little extras that add up. But here's the thing. Tracking every single expense helps you stay aware of where your money is going. It sounds like a lot of work, but trust me, it's worth it. By writing down each purchase or using an app to track your spending, you'll have a clearer picture of your finances, which can help you stay on track. One of the most useful tools in managing your holiday budget is tracking your spending daily. It doesn't need to be a complicated process. You can use a simple notepad, a budgeting app, or even a spreadsheet. The key is to stay consistent. For instance, every time you buy a gift, grab a coffee, or pay for travel expenses, jot it down. This habit can help you spot any areas where you might be overspending without realizing it. Tracking expenses also allows you to spot patterns. Maybe you're spending more on dining out than you planned. Or perhaps you've signed up for a subscription you forgot about. By tracking where your money is going, you can adjust your budget in real time. If you notice that you're blowing your budget on one category, you can cut back in another. It's like having your financial radar on high alert. Here's another practical tip. Set up a category for unexpected expenses. This could include last-minute gifts, extra meals with friends, or spontaneous shopping. When you have a specific wiggle room category, it makes it easier to deal with those unplanned costs without throwing your entire budget off track. You'll be able to handle those curveballs without feeling the stress of going overboard. Finally, once you track your expenses, don't forget to reflect on them. After the season is over, take a moment to go through your list. What did you spend the most on? What could you have done differently? These reflections are powerful because they give you insight into how you can manage your finances better in the future, whether it's for next year's holidays or simply improving your overall money mindset. It's all about learning and growing. Now that you've learned the key strategies to avoid those sneaky money traps, it's time to take action. Imagine ending this holiday season not in debt, but with extra cash in your pocket, ready to invest in your future or fund your next big goal. It's all about making smart, intentional decisions today so you don't pay the price later. But here's the real question. Are you ready to take control of your finances once and for all? It's not just about avoiding overspending during the holidays. It's about changing the way you think about money every day. Now is the perfect time to start building habits that will set you up for a financially free future. If you're ready to take the next step, I've got something special for you. Check out my guide, Holistic Health, Nourish Your Mind, Balance Your Finances, Transform Your Life. This guide dives deep into how you can not only manage your money but build a mindset that will propel you toward true financial freedom. Don't miss out. Your future self will thank you for it. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on tips that will transform the way you think about money. Let's make this holiday season a fresh start to financial freedom. And for more info on how to level up your life, check out the material in the pinned comment below.